Hey church, it's Andrew here with your small group of questions for this week as we dive into Ruth chapter 3. Now we're here at the middle. This is where we're reaching the climax of our book. There's a lot that we are going to unpack in the sermon on Sunday, and then those in small groups this week, hopefully in your groups. So the first thing is, how have we seen Naomi as a character develop? How have we seen her change over the coming weeks? And so what is that? How do we see that this week? How do we see that in the opening section of our text? And then in that, she gives Ruth a series of directions. And so that plays into the rest of our text. What is the author of our text doing in the way he constructs this story for us, in the use of his language, in the use of what some will say is setting the scene up as if an immoral act is about to occur? What is the tension that brings to the story? How do we work that out in the story? What does that tell us about Ruth and Boaz? How does that heighten what occurs in chapter 3? And so that, as we explore through chapter 3, what is it that we learn about the character of Boaz and Ruth? What are we fleshing out more about who they are as people in this text? What stands out to you about these individuals? And then ultimately, as we work through it again, this is a shorter one. So, I hope you'll spend some time looking at the whole book again. One of the great things about a book that's this short is we can continue every week, kind of see A to Z, chapter 1 to chapter 4, and how they kind of fill in the details and help us understand it better, how they connect. But ultimately, there's a specific phrase in verse 17 that is essential to our understanding of who Boaz is and Ruth. And so I hope that you'll pick it up, because it's going to echo back to chapter 1. It's going to show us something very key. And I don't want to give it away. I want you guys to try to dive it, work it out through the text and see the importance of this phrase. Of course, if you're in sermon on Sunday, we're really going to unpack a lot of what the Lord is doing in this text there. But so I hope that you'll spend some time in this text again, chapter 1 to 4, reading it over and over again. And as we dive into this in small group, we'll have an opportunity to unpack a little bit further of what the Lord is doing. So I hope to see you on Sunday as we proclaim the truth of God's word from Ruth 3 and then unpack it throughout the week. Hope that you guys will have a great week. See you Sunday.